Never
gonna
give
you
up.
never
Gonna
let
you
down.
down. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes, we just rickrolled you.
Beautiful. That was nice. That was good. Yeah, we just rickrolled the entire audience. We're definitely not going to put that in. For reference, we just sang "Never Gonna Give It," just in case that doesn't make it in for some reason.
Because we are doing this online. Chad is in Hicksville. What's the name of the place?
Hawke's Bay.
Hawke's Bay.
Hawke's Bay.
Do you want me to do the
Intro.
What's up? Is Chad?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Chad,
yeah. We haven't done
you.
actually.
We need
yeah,
an intro.
Thank you for introducing yourself into an introduction.
Aloha kako. This is Chad Kukahiko, and here I am on the Resetters. Ramble.
That's the good stuff.
Chad is actually joining us for the second time because the first time
Yeah,
I lost the audio.
we lost the audio. It was what
Only
a
the
tragic
second
event.
half.
Yeah. Which is an important half. You need that.
Yeah, probably.
If you only have the second half of a human body, that's still a dead person.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That was a good point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Chad and Devin have one thing in common: is I have lived with both of them.
Yeah.
Both.
Yep. Also, we hate the beach.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We discussed this
All
last
three
time.
of us hate the beach.
Yeah, beach haters.
Yeah.
None of us are fans of beaches.
Yeah.
I think it's probably my hatred of the beach that makes me like one of the only Hawaiians I know that doesn't have to live in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Literally every single person I have known, especially Hawaiian people, they cannot. They'll try to live somewhere else and they can't, and they have to go back. I can't go back because I hate the beach.
Yeah.
Also, it's so small. You've been there. You've lived there, right, Devin? How long did you live there?
I lived there for 6 years. I lived on Oahu.
That's a lot of years.
Yeah.
I would be stir crazy. I go stir crazy on islands that small.
Yeah.
Like
No,
this is
I
an
know.
island.
It sounds like living on an island that's small might give you something of an existential crisis.
He's trying to transition into the subject of the night, but I'm trying to do things more naturally and make things flow.
It was natural until you guys
Pointed it out.
Yeah,
Called it out.
Nah.
Now we're going to draw attention to today's topic.
Yeah,
As if
sure.
it's, some kind of Year 13 essay. In this podcast, we will be discussing the writings of Chad Kukahiko, who is a known existentialist.
Yeah, existentialism. Man. We're here to learn about existentialism from you.
That's right. And actually,
But let me
thanks. Yeah, sorry.
No, I just want to make it clear. I've made this clear the first time, but obviously we're going to be doing. I am not a scholar of existentialists. I am an existentialist. I couldn't cite, chapter and verse, this and that of all the different various existentialists. I have an existentialist myself.
Just listen.
Most of the stuff that I've read about existentialists by the so-called scholars of existentialism talks about how they don't really understand what existentialism is.
Yeah.
Talks about how they don't really understand what existentialism is. Should I just kind of jump into what it is?
Yeah, I think
or
that's
do you have
a
a
good starting
Yeah.
point.
Well, I think
Since
it's-
the
I think
first podcast, I had no idea what it was, and I still don't have a hell of a lot of idea. So,
Yeah. Well, that's kind of
Yes,
what it comes
it's a
down
difficult. It's a difficult thing to really understand. Probably the simplest term that I used for a long time, and I used to attribute it to this guy Walter Kaufman, who is he's dead now. He passed away. He was a professor. He was German, I believe, or whatever, from that, maybe from one of the German countries nearby Germany, but he had a German accent. I just know that because I listened to him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
tell us more about this man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he taught in America. My assumption is he escaped before World War II, but I'm not sure about that. Anyway, I attributed this quote to him, but I cannot find it anywhere, that existentialism is basically sort of the disproof of logic through logic. But hilariously, I cannot find it. So maybe it's something that I don't know if anybody else can figure out who the hell said that, or if nobody said that, then maybe I said that. And it's basically one of the things that a lot of the scholars, you see a lot of the scholars complain about, and a lot of them complain about Walter Kaufman in particular, because he had, in my opinion, sort of all the scholars that I've read, which, to be fair, is not a whole lot, but of the ones that I have read, he is the one who gets it the most. But he himself is clearly not an existentialist. And it's the kind of thing, it's not a philosophy you can study, because unless you've really experienced an existential crisis, unless you really understand and had a complete and utter... And to be clear, for anyone who doesn't know what an existential crisis is basically sort of a moment in your life when you realize that you are fucking meaningless, that nothing means.
What's the point of anything?
What's the point of anything? And not just an emotional reaction, but literally get there logically.
Right, logically. We're spinning on a ball in space.
In an endless amount of time. Nothing matters.
Yeah.
Exactly, right. That is an existential crisis.
Yeah. I think it's like depression. You can't understand depression properly until you've experienced it.
Yeah.
But it's not an emotional thing. That's the difference, right? Okay. It's not sort of... It obviously will have emotional reaction.
Right, emotional reaction from the logic of it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Pure logic, right, is something that we try to do as human beings, right?
I'm recording this on Logic. I'm trying to.
Nice. Brought to you by Apple.
Yeah, brought to you by Apple Logic.
Apple Logic.
Sponsor us. Let's start with your existential awakening or crisis.
Well, my existential crisis, really, the first one before I had a kind of a major one that literally sort of changed my whole life. But I had it like a lot of people had it as they were probably pretty young, laying down in bed and just like having maybe visited the planetarium recently, and you're like, wait, time and space don't, I remember laying down in my bed in like maybe 4th or 5th grade and just thinking about that and being like, wait, space doesn't end? And I just sort of imagined, that they talk about, there's that like imaginary bullet, like you fire an imaginary, that has that, the ability to never lose velocity and blah, blah, blah. And
just
how it just
keeps
goes straight
going.
out.
It keeps going till the end of time. It keeps going until it hits something or it just...
it goes through everything, right? And eventually you're going through all the galaxies. And so I pictured that, like going through the galaxies.
You are the bullet, right, in this?
Basically, yeah, right. Yeah, like your mind is there with this imaginary bullet, and I imagined it going into past all of the galaxies, where it's just endless space. And I know there's probably more. So with the advent of sort of quantum and more, there's some really, really crazy and interesting stuff going on in with string theory and whatnot, and I believe that they have sort of, but at the time that was not well known, what I mean. This was back in the 80s. I don't know if you follow much string theory. I find it very interesting, but
I stick to the guitar string theory.
Nice.
Nice. But that's sort of if you so later in life I had another one where I did have that moment that you talked about, Dan, where I was like, well, why not just kill myself? I had kissed a girl for the first time, who was, but instead of being happy about it, I was depressed. I didn't know at the time. I don't know if this really matters so much. I've discovered that I'm actually asexual, which is, whatever. So that's neither here nor there necessarily. I'm sure probably the emotion that was going on was kind of influenced by that, but the logic is what was important, right? Like the thing that was going on in my head. And then I went back to this place I was staying. I was in Fargo, North Dakota, of all places. From I used to,
I used
to go there.
Don't you know?
Go there
don't you know?
Don't you know? For a theater program that I did a couple of summers in a row. And so and I was staying at my friend's house, and my friend's dad was a psychiatrist, and their medicine cabinets were just filled with shit. I had no idea. And I was like, super depressed, crying, and then I realized, I just had that moment again. Well, like if this is all nothing, if this is all meaningless, why not just end it all? Like that would just and I cheered up. I got really happy. Like in the moment, I was like, "Holy shit! How did I never think about this? This is the solution."
Right,
and
you're
then,
happy that you could just end the suffering.
Yeah, because like exactly in the moment.
You were.
Yes, yeah, right. And then I went into my friend's bathroom and opened up the medicine cabinet. I mean, and in terms of the amount of time, it was like instant, right? I cheered up. I went into the bathroom and I was like about to start pounding shit, and that's when I had the second sort of step that is always required.
Second wave.
The second step of an existential crisis is in terms of existentialism, in terms of what an existentialist is and what they do, is the realization that if nothing means anything, then you can imbue your own meaning
into anything
on everything. Yeah, right. So, and you know, there's a lot more to it. I know last time I kind of rushed through a bunch of the shit because I don't know why I think everybody thinks like me. They clearly, you know, but
this is not an existential podcast. This is just a tribute.
Right. Well, it's hopefully people will sort of. I mean, I'm writing this book, Leprechauns and Lies, which I'm hoping to be sort of a poor man's. You know, I'm not going to say I'm anywhere near
beginner's guide to existentialism.
Yeah, like you know, a brief history of time for existentialism. You know, not saying I'm like what's his name, the guy who wrote Brief History of Time, whose name I had a second ago, but Stephen Hawking's. But I do, you know, this is a.
Terrible. You're definitely going to hell for that one, Dan.
That's how he's
going to robot hell.
Robot hell. Yeah.
His machine.
It's
I
worse.
didn't call him a robot. I was just imitating the way he thought.
Slightly worse than hell.
So what? So you were gonna kill yourself because life means nothing, but then you decided you could put your own meaning on things. And so what was that for you to be like, whoa?
Well, it was super empowering. In the moment, I was like, holy shit, this is even. So I was like. I cheered up when I realized I could just end it all. And then when I realized, I mean, honestly, I felt like in the moment, I felt like a superhero.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I felt like, holy shit, I don't have to, because I was raised Mormon. And the sexual repression and blah, blah, blah. Don't even get me started.
Hawaii.
You know? Yeah. But I mean, our family we had issues too. There was.
So at this point, were you still a Mormon theist at this point?
No.
Okay.
No, I was already sort of past it. And I think that was part of what allowed me to do that, right? Because...
critically think.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you have to drop the preconceptions that you're fed from your parents to really sort of open up to logic.
Yeah, and find your own way through life kind of thing.
Right. But I mean, to really...
You don't have to, but yeah, I mean, it's advisable.
Right. But most people are so tied. Most people are so tied to the shit that they're fed about God, and for some people, it's atheism. I met a dude from Russia about 10 years ago, and he was super indoctrinated into atheism. He couldn't explain why he was an atheist. He was as devout as any like evangelical I've ever met, you know? So and it was dogma. I'm agnostic. I don't see the point of really, but that's the interesting thing about existentialism is Sartre, who I read a ton about, and I love Sartre's writings. He was atheist, and Kierkegaard was a devout Christian. So you can point of existentialism is not it doesn't
stop
take
believing
you
in God or
where you go is up to you, right? I don't know enough.
So it's like existentialism. Like the bad news is nothing means anything. But also the good news is nothing means anything. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Choose what means something to you.
For me, the phrase that turned me around during my existential crisis was "nothing matters if nothing matters." Like you know, it brought me around and made me.
I want to be in a Taylor Swift cover band.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah, right.
Well, and that's one of the beauties of the modern world is that you can do whatever you want, and there's
so much freedom.
There's a market for it somewhere in the world. I mean, you may not be able to make a full-time living off of it, but there's definitely a market for whatever you want to do in the world.
Yeah.
Well, not even market it. Like, that sounds like you want to sell it, but just find what makes you happy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine 20 years ago if somebody said, no, seriously, you can just play video games all day long and people will pay you.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you imagine? If that, and there's like all of these
Tell
people
that to some
do
guy
that.
like 100 years ago working in a fucking coal mine or something.
Right. Well, you'd blow their mind even showing them a video game in the first place.
Yeah, here's Doom.
right.
Enjoy Doom.
Space Invaders would blow their minds.
You don't know what a megabyte is.
Don't hurt me. Don't bite me, man. I don't want a megabyte.
But I think the thing now, there's a second title to the book. There's a subtitle called the Revolution of Self-Control, and a lot of this stuff that we're talking about is kind of tied to that.
I gotta say, Chad, the Revolution of Self-Control, that makes a little bit more sense than like Lies and Leprechauns.
Leprechauns and Lies.
It's not so obvious. It's about existentialism.
Well, Leprechauns and Lies. Because the thing is, this whole book came from a one-man show. I'm not. I'm not. This started as a one-man show, and I've been working on this project. This project as a whole for well over half my life. Jesus, like 30 years at this point, to be honest. And why that it started from a story about a guy who was crazy in DC that I met in spring break in college, and he asked me if I was a leprechaun, and I he
had another existential crisis. Maybe I am a leprechaun.
Well, the whole point of it was like
pot of gold with me all the time.
I wanted to hang out and talk to this guy, and the other three friends I was with did not, and they were like, "That dude's crazy. We're going." And I was like, "All right, fine." I went with him too, but like I wished I could have just hung out with that dude all day.
You're an easy date. It's like somebody calls you a leprechaun, and you're like, I want to hang out with you more.
Well, that dude, he was dead serious, and I couldn't tell if he was just on something or if he was straight up nuts. And because there's a second part to it, he was like, "Are you a leprechaun?" And I was like, and I thought he'd asked me for the time because he said it just so naturally. But it took me a second to be like, "No, he didn't ask you the time yet. He asked you if you were a leprechaun, Chad."
And I was like, stab you for your pot of gold.
He was super harmless, but then the second thing he said was, "You know, at night because we were looking at a statue, he said, you know, at night these statues come alive and shit." Ooh. He started to tell me about how these two statues, he was walking down the street a few nights ago, and this man statue and this woman statue, got down and started having sex right there.
Whoa, that's
and I was like,
imagery.
Okay. I was like, I wanted to hang out with him.
Yeah. Just wait, I want to see this.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, come on. You want to see these statues fuck?
Because to me, the thing is, you have to question, and it's an interesting thing because right now we have never in my lifetime had so much bullshit being fed to us, and we're like force fed to us like we're having. So that's honestly a big reason why I'm writing this, is that here we are in the information age, and you would think that it would the information age would bring about sort of a renaissance of reason and logic.
New enlightenment.
Yeah, like Voltaire would be, would come back from the dead. And, you'd think but the exact opposite is happening. Mm-hmm. And we have fucking flat earthers and shit,
right.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Is this where the self-control part comes in?
Yes. Yeah, that's the self-control, because people can control and should control their feeds in life. You know what I mean? And by feed... Right. I mean not more than scrolling. But I mean at this point, people like here, just a quite little side thought, but it's related. When we started having cell phones, back in the late 90s, it was considered rude to be on your phone for a few years. They would kick you out. Apparently in Japan, in Tokyo, it was like you had to go outside to be on your phone. And that's all done because our brains changed.
Yeah.
And there have been multiple studies done about this. Our brains changed. And now we can multitask in a way that we couldn't do 20 years ago.
Right.
Simply because we have these. And so because our capacity is changing, and yet many of us are choosing the anti-intellectual. We're choosing the anti-democratic. We're choosing... and there's a reason, I think that there's a reason, I get into this in the book, because they're afraid of the people that are saying, are kind of, because some of us are actually going down that like, holy shit, enlightenment, right? And that's where the Me Too movement comes from, and that's where, people
Black Lives Matter and
Black Lives
right,
Matter.
You start to realize how fucked up things are.
Yeah.
And let's fix it, right?
Well, like,
yeah, okay,
right,
yeah,
exactly.
it's better than being like, everything's too fucked. What's the point of trying?
Yeah.
And that's a very, very important point, because automatically knowledge is dangerous. If you admit something is true and it's bad, you have to fix it. That's automatic for being a human being, unless you're a sociopath.
If you can.
And yes, but most people, we are still partially animals, right? And we're a pack animal. So we want to look out for one another just by nature. I mean, that's just
yeah. We're not necessarily pack animals. We're social animals, but we live in social groups, but we don't function the same way a pack would, per se.
Right. Well, yes and no. I mean, we also evolved with dogs who are legit pack animals.
We've learned to manipulate pack tactics.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
But no.
Yeah, like armies.
Yeah.
But our infants are fucking useless for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
they don't do shit.
We would be extinct if we didn't look out for one another.
Yeah,
like there is an
What age
innate...
do you think you could legitimately let a human go out by themselves and they would survive?
At best, 4.
4.
At
young,
best,
pretty young.
At best, if you have a really
what would be the mean?
If that
maybe
was
8.
If that was the culture, if that was the entire culture of
then they know how to hunt and collect, right?
The Spartans probably.
Yeah.
A fucking 5-year-old Spartan could probably hunt and kill. Who knows? But
we want to help each other. I can't help the people in Ukraine who are getting fucked now, but I did paint my nails blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow, yeah, that's help.
Solidarity. I was just trying to show that I'm.
I mean, that's a level, but I mean, we can do what we can do, and spreading the news and calling out his bullshit, the bullshit that's coming, the lies that are coming, from the and there's plenty of people in our country and back in the United States that are, Fox News is still, spreading bullshit. Putin propaganda.
Do you know the worst thing about the worst thing about Fox News? There's absolutely no news about foxes.
Right.
That's fake news.
Yeah. That's a really good point. There's no news. There's no news about anything.
This week on Fox News. Should foxes wear pants like this or like this?
I don't know if that's news.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be a Fox News about a fox then?
Well, if there was something happened in the Fox Parliament or something.
Yeah, there's an entire court of foxes that.
Right. Even Fox celebs, even something. Oh, that's sort of news, TMZ style.
Who wore it best?
The fantastic Mr. Fox was seen at Greens or
Goobles and Gertz or whatever.
I forgot what. Oh, the
existentialism.
Fascinating.
This is the thing about existentialism. It's basically once you tear everything down, it's basically a fucking free for all from there, right? All the different existentialists just do whatever the fuck they want, right? Nietzsche talks about this and Kierkegaard talked about this, and even how they get there is different. And that's, I think, what pisses off so many of the scholars, is that they're focused on all that shit when that's not what makes them the same. It's all the shit that made them feel empowered to talk this way in the first place, to basically come up. So they're missing the whole point. The whole point was over, right? Yeah. Before they started to write all this shit. Everything else after that just sounds like, and that's why it confuses them, because they're like, well, how are these guys all when Walter Kaufman got it? He got it because he understood that it was the disproof of everything that drew them together.
Yeah.
And so, and you can see it in their different writings. You can see it because they're basically drawing from nothing, right? They start from nothing if you start at sort of the beginning. Yeah. And they build their own worlds, their own universes Basically, that's why they look completely fucking different. They are. That's
well, it's an extremely personal thing. Yeah, like
exactly
an existential crisis. You can't come to with someone else's aid. It's got to be something
exactly
naturally.
Exactly. Freedom.
Yeah.
Or move on. Move on from it too. That has to be a solitary thing as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is why it makes it an extremely hard thing to study, because you've got all of these personal aspects about this particular subject, and you can't study personal aspects.
Yeah, because part of that too is like, because you're going to die alone. In the end, you're the one who has to carry this body through this universe and die. Shake off your mortal coil. Yeah. Even if you find your soulmate or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a really, really important part about the existential crisis that I forgot is not only are you meaningless and pointless and everything you do meaningless and pointless, but you're also alone.
You're in it alone.
Yeah.
In it alone.
Yeah, you're alone in that too.
You're by yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. But everything from there, and there is to a certain degree, there's an attempt at pure logic, right? Like that's kind of the idea is that you are. But that in itself is flawed. You know what I mean? So it's just everything you're doing after that first point is in some sense it's sort of a violation of the first point. But you have no choice because you still live in this world, right?
Yeah,
and I think that
it's still a truth. It's not a fake truth. It's yeah.
So what about both
of
you?
It's a choice.
I don't know if I've had an existential crisis, but did you guys change after that? Did you be like, well, now I'm going to do this because it doesn't matter. I don't.
Everything changed.
Everything.
Literally everything changed for me. Everything.
I think that's a universal. I think if you go through an existential crisis, you usually learn something from it. For me, I stopped taking work so seriously. Nice. I stopped working 40 hours a week. I stopped working long periods and overworking shifts and stuff. And
making your boss happy.
I didn't focus on the company. I focused on myself and what I was getting out of work. And that's just one small example of something that I got from it.
Mine was a bit more dramatic because it happened. My existential crisis happened the summer before my senior year in high school. So, literally, my whole life trajectory changed. I was just going to be a software engineer, trying to work on robotics or some shit, and then I blew up everything and went up to an acting conservatory instead.
True.
And moved to the East Coast and then to Hawaii and then
because you knew in your heart that you wanted to do acting and such.
Well, I never wanted to act. I wanted to direct, but I didn't know of any undergraduate directing programs.
You didn't have the courage to do that before you had this crisis?
Well, there weren't any. Oh, no, fuck no. No.
So because it gave you the courage to be like, actually...
I don't think of it... I think of it like, what the fuck do I have to lose? That's more because there's nothing...
Yeah.
If nothing means anything, right?
Why am I taking this so serious? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was honestly, I saw myself going that path that I thought I was going to go down and being miserable and hating my life and then maybe fucking putting a gun in my mouth one day. You know what I mean? Like that's what I saw.
It's terrifying to realize that you're on that trajectory. Like, and you can go through multiple existential crises throughout your life, and they just change little aspects or large aspects of your life every single time.
I haven't had one that big since because that was pretty damn big. But the one I had before was scary. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And I didn't know how to process it because I was a kid and everybody was telling me that the Book of Mormon was true, which
you were going to go to hell.
Yeah, I was raised Catholic.
Have you read the Book of Mormon?
Yeah.
At least
Jesus watches you masturbate.
Yeah. Why?
At least, obviously.
Does he like it?
What? Is he a molester?
Yeah, what's up with him?
He said, the children come unto me.
Why hasn't... Oh, God.
He does.
What did he mean by that?
He's like at the top of the sexual offender.
Yeah. Why do you think the priest got away with it?
Come knock on your door. Hey, my name's Jesus. I just moved a couple.
Yeah. I just moved into the neighborhood.
I have to tell you I'm in the neighborhood.
Actually, can we take a 5-minute break?
No, let's take a 0-second break to them, to the audience. It'll seem like a 0-second break.
We'll be right back.
Never gonna give you up. Insert ad here.
Yeah, Chad, give us an ad.
Do you want to do an ad? We have fake ads that I want to add to whoever you want.
Really?
Whoever you want. Fart o'clock. Fart 30. Whoever.
This is Fart 30.
Yeah.
Is it a fart cologne? What is it?
It's whatever you want it to be.
What if existentialism was an ad? Have you thought that life is meaningless?
Yeah, do an existentialist ad.
Do you think you're really great? Well, what we have for you is existentialism. It will break you down to absolutely fucking nothing. Existentialism for the man who wants a smaller head.
There you go. Perfect.
Hey,
never gonna give you up.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
here we're back talking about facts.
Yes, and to be clear, this kind of stuff. So, if you were to read something by Kierkegaard, something by Sartre,
Yeah.
like I said before, basically everything from there, everything outside is going to be their own individual thing, and it's going to be just dripping in logic, pure logic, and trying to break everything down. So,
Like theories,
not
things
facts. Well, that's the thing. Is my thing is facts because so that's what I write about in my book. Everything that happens after that first existential crisis is choice, right? That's the thing that we all have in common is that we know that this is choice. We know we're doing this
free will
by choice.
But is free will is that the same as free will?
Yeah.
Because you can still believe in destiny,
Yes.
right? And be
It's
existentialist.
It's a component of free will.
The difference is you're literally building blocks, right? So you lay down a foundation of like, okay, you started with nothing. Now what, right?
Right.
So
you build the castle that you live in.
Exactly. And everyone's castle is different. And that's why it's so confusing to so many of the scholars. Is they're like, but those castles look nothing alike. That's the whole fucking point.
How did we reach the same point?
Right, exactly. It's like, well, you missed it. The beginning is where we're all alike. You know? Everything after that how we... Anyway, so
and
my
for you,
thing...
it's important to have bricks that are facts.
What I'm interested in is not building my own world and making people believe my world through my logic. What I'm interested in is helping other people take the next step. What I'm interested in is helping other people to kind of go from an existential crisis and make your own choices in a way that is fact driven. And the reason why and I get into why this is. So I basically, when I first, when you start from nothing, what is the very, very, very first thing you could sort of grab hold of to kind of make sense of anything?
I am in the meat space.
I have to eat.
I have this body.
I have to eat.
Yeah.
I have to sleep.
I have to shit.
I have to.
Yeah.
Those are not good first things to think. Like I have to.
Well, those are givens.
Eat and
those
shit.
are givens.
Yeah. I'm hungry.
Right. This is those are all givens. Like survival is a given.
Okay. Yeah.
But in terms of intellectual, right? Like building an intellectual, like having to have a job and blah 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 and do all that.
Yeah. What should I be? What should I do?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and that's I could spend hours on that particular thing. That I got from Sartre. There's a thing called flags. What I get into, I'm not going to get too heavily into flags, but what I get into...
Tell me about flags.
I'll tell you in a second. I just want to preface it with this. What I'm interested in is helping people build their belief systems, right? And what a belief system... and so that's where all of my shit is building towards, is a belief system. The way in that belief system, Sartre talked about flags in the sense that like... I got to back up a little bit, but trust me, it's just a brief moment. He said...
Take your time, man. Take your time.
He said that there are no universal truths, right? There's no, St. Peter's waiting at a gate to judge us. And he was an atheist, but I believe Kierkegaard would probably agree with him on this point. There are no universal truths. There are no universal laws. So you are therefore completely free. This is no universal truths, no universal laws. There's nobody waiting for you at the end of your life to judge you and say, oh, you did this, that. You can basically do whatever the fuck you want. Therefore, you are completely 100% free, right? So you have that. So you capture that. Yeah. But that's the. Now there's a second part. That's a double-edged sword though, because if you have no universal truths, no universal laws that you have to follow, you are therefore 100% responsible for creating
your world,
right?
But not just your world, the world of everybody you're in contact with. Every single person you speak to, every single person that is affected by, them, that looks at you, literally is aware of your presence, of your existence. Your life is basically an expression, and that's where flags come from. Is he says that Sartre goes further and he says that everything you do is an expression of your belief, right?
Influence.
Of your, yes, like, and everybody has them. Everyone's like, I'm a dad. I'm a Christian dad. I'm a Christian dad engineer. You know what I mean? Like,
and I like black metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a black metalist.
I know they're just joking when they say the church is going to burn and stuff. It sounds so cool.
Yeah.
I don't get the reference, but
there's no reference. There's no. It just is what it is, man.
Okay. But that's what a flag is. So you have all of these things, and they're all expressions, and people have no idea how powerful they are in terms of them describing them expressing to the rest of the world what is and is not acceptable. You are literally, everything you do, whether you realize it or not, is affecting the world, and it is expressed most powerfully. Sorry, I'm having a little starting to get a little buzz on.
That's a little wine talking.
I had one thing of Scrumpy.
For anybody that's not New Zealand, Scrumpy is the worst.
Well, the best of your chest
is the worst.
Liar.
It kills your brain cells so quickly.
That's the whole point.
Did your views on drugs and like what you did to your body change after you had you came to your awake from your existential crisis?
Well, remember, I was Mormon before, so I had a very, very sort of Puritan concept of life. I was there's not to get.
You can't fault him for that, eh?
I mean, like.
No,
you like 20 years being a Mormon, but when you hit 20, you're like, you haven't drunk.
Well, I also had an older sister. I also had an older sister who was a cocaine addict and used to beat the shit out of me for fun when she was on a cocaine high. So
wow, and she was Mormon. She believed it.
Dude, you think Catholic girls going wrong are bad?
Oh, just Mormon
girls are like, hold my crystal meth.
Yeah,
hold
my crystal meth.
Oh
shit! And they're still believing it, or by then have they kind of?
No. You go the opposite. But I hope my family doesn't listen to this.
Nobody's listening to this.
I have 5 older sisters.
Hi, Annie Kate.
That's not, thankfully, any of their names. One of my sisters, I won't say which one, had her 3rd abortion by the time when she was 16 years old.
What the
my God.
fuck?
Yeah. Oh my God. So that's Mormon girls who go awry. They go hardcore.
Right.
Yeah, because it's really talk about repressed. But
she's
anyway,
not Mormon now.
My oldest sister kind of is considered a Jack Mormon. I think she goes to church now and then, but I've been a bad influence for the rest of my family.
Right, because you've chosen to influence them with this existentialism of yours.
No, I haven't done any. I haven't inflicted any of this on.
Inflicted. Hey guys, guess what? Nothing matters.
Exactly.
Everything you do is kind of a joke.
But nothing matters if nothing matters.
Isn't it great?
Yeah. We can do anything.
Flips off grandma.
Let's go boogie boarding.
Fuck you, grandma.
Anyway, I can't remember what I was talking about before the flags. Did we talk about the facts?
No, but
I remember.
We need the first.
First thing you step from nothing. Where do you build? Right.
Yeah. What do you go to?
Right. So I basically said, okay, well, let's just say, okay, where are you first of all, and just say, okay, you're in a 4-dimensional universe, right? You're in the 3 dimensions of space plus time. Okay, so let's grab hold of that.
Nice.
That's the first thing.
Wait. What's the fifth?
The fifth, who fucking knows? Does anybody?
Speed of light.
We don't know.
Gravity. Okay, carry on.
I think it's time, but I mean, who fucking knows?
The fourth is
it's
time.
Not...
The fourth
No. I mean,
time.
It's like a landscape.
Time
right?
goes 3 dimensions.
Well, I think in the fifth dimension, all time is simultaneous.
We know
we're talking about
4
the dimensions.
There's
no. We know there's 10 dimensions.
Oh,
if you really want to get into,
I don't.
This is why I'm like, what's going on right now?
Go back to facts. What is it?
Okay, a fact. So let's start. Okay, so we live in four dimensions.
Yeah.
3-dimensional world plus time.
Yeah.
So so what is time? So time is everything. It's the past, the present, and the future. So nothing that has happened in the future has happened yet. It's all potential, nothing. And we are constantly in the present, and every single moment that we encroach upon the future becomes the present, and every single moment that we go through is now the past. So basically, and then so from there, what is a fact? I basically talk about two things. Like capital F fact is a thing that happened, and it's not in the Schrodinger cat sense.
Yeah.
It's not in the sense of, it's literally the thing that happened. It's the thing that happened in its purest form. The thing that happened, irregardless. I don't know if that's the right word, but
I think it's just
regardless of that.
I think it's just regardless.
Whether anybody
misunderestimated.
Like if a tree fell in the forest but nobody saw it, it's still a fact. If there is a cat in Schrodinger's box,
who put it there?
Then the cat's in the box. If the cat is not in the box, then it's not in the fucking box.
Yeah, the cat's not in the box. We don't have to arrest anyone.
You're dancing.
Let's fucking open it and see.
Open the box. Well, all I'm saying is that a fact, a capital F fact, is something that happened. Whether anybody's aware of it or not. That's all I'm saying. Just that's the simplicity of it, right? That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so a fact...
Let me just chuck in a little segue here about facts.
Okay.
It's like my dad fell off a ladder a couple of months ago, right?
Where are you going with this?
Sorry. Is it okay?
I'm going to facts.
Okay.
He fell off the ladder and in the hospital. He's like super high on morphine. They're calling me. And he says, you got to come help me get out of bed. And I'm like, I don't think you should get out of bed. He's like, no, I got to go around to my mum's house. And I'm like, your mum's in Christchurch? He's like, yeah, I'm in Christchurch. And I'm like, no, you're not. And he's calling everybody on his phone. He thinks it's a big conspiracy.
Yeah.
That he's been moved. They try to trick him that he's in Auckland. So he gets his phone and he Googles, where am I? And the phone says, Auckland.
Yeah. And he's like,
whoa.
How did I get here?
Facts. You know?
My phone's been hacked.
My phone's been
Yeah. They got me.
They got me.
They got me. Damn it. That's the lengths they'll go. Oh, that's funny. Anyway,
morphine's hell of a drug, man. Morphine's a hell of a drug.
But if you can believe that facts exist, that facts happened, right? Like that is something right there that in this fucking day and age, people are like, no, you've got your facts, I've got my facts, right?
Yeah, right.
It's insane that this has to be sort of a revolutionary concept.
I hate I hate the words "my truth."
Exactly.
Oh, like it's such a common thing that I hear. Yeah, like
adrenochrome.
That's
my truth.
That's my truth.
Yes, the lizard people are running the United States. That's my truth.
Hey, are there any famous celebrity existentialists besides these
I don't know. There's not the one existentialist face group I've found. Nobody has written in it for years.
Yeah,
because they're like, it's pointless. It's meaningless.
It's all pointless.
It's not really a philosophical idea that draws groups of people together and makes you go, oh my God, I definitely want to make a group of people that agree with me.
Right,
Nothing matters.
Yeah.
But weirdly, I kind of hope it will be.
Me too.
I kind of hope people will, because, I mean, obviously I wouldn't be writing this book if I didn't think there might be an audience that couldn't be like, oh shit, okay.
Hey, Chad, while we're here, why don't you plug yourself so anyone listening can actually follow your writings?
Oh yeah, my name is Chad Kukahiko. I'm an artist, and I'm doing a fair amount of writing. You can find me on medium.com/@ckukahiko. There's a weekly zombie apocalypse thing.
Oh, right, because Chad's a zombie fiction writer too.
Yes. Yeah.
What if you were a zombie non-fiction writer?
I've read a few of your zombie fictions.
That's my truth.
Yeah. They were zombies, I tell you.
They're zombies. It's non-fiction. It's a memoir.
Yeah.
World War One. I was there.
Hey, I've got a book now I just found called Battlesaurus. It's about the Battle of Waterloo, but this time Napoleon wins it because he has a Tyrannosaurus Rex that he rides on.
That sounds amazing.
He wrote this.
That's how they do it.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Killer.
Please, yeah, that's great. It's a
great book. It's a really
book.
fun book. Yes.
Please lend me that book when you're done, Dan.
I was at a restaurant and I was like, hey, if you want, I'll redesign your menus for free. Because I liked the food.
Yeah.
But I thought their ambiance and the menus kind of sucked.
Right.
And they didn't take me up on it. I was like,
really?
All
right, whatever.
You know, one time I was like...
shitty little menus.
I was in India. I was pretty bored. And I went in this new town. I was just following these people. But then I just started telling people that I was like... this guy's talking to. I started telling him that I was an artist. And I was like, I'm a painter. You know. I'll paint the front of your shop. Because I thought it was kind of like... Didn't stand out very much. You know, everyone's kind of got the same kind of brown wall or whatever. Yeah. I was like, you pay for the paint. I'll paint it. And he didn't take me up on it. He's so lucky he didn't, because I was just bullshitting. I was like, I'm the most amazing painter.
Because I was lying. He probably would have loved it if
probably would have been great.
He said, I think, if you pay for the paints, you can do it.
Oh. And 3 years later, he and his whole family killed himself.
We ran out of business. I knew we should have let that random hippie.
He was found hung in a paint shop.
Yeah. Did I talk about I still didn't get to facts.
No, we haven't gotten to facts, and this is...
damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
No. We sort of did. We
sort
of did.
This is
but
a good chat,
we sort of did.
We started. We're so easily distracted.
So this is the thing about facts. Is they exist. Things happened. Whether we know about them or not, they happened. Yeah. They happened in a very particular way.
JFK's assassination.
JFK's assassination. Right. Yeah, absolutely. And obviously there are things that can happen that can give you...
His mind was blown that day.
Ooh, dang.
Too soon. Still too soon.
So this is the thing. Facts happen. They exist. But as soon as we become aware of them, we automatically sort of taint them. Just purely through taint them.
Like what happened in the past is only your memory, though, of that. But you still know it's a fact.
It's
you can taint it with your own remembrance of it.
Anything that isn't a capital F fact is a perception.
To be honest, anything that you know is a small F fact.
Hard F fact is that I am a conscious being.
Yeah.
I think, therefore I am.
You are a meat suit.
Yeah. I'm Dan.
You could be an NPC for all I know.
NPC?
No, because I think that means I'm not an NPC.
Aren't we all NPCs?
From my point of view, you could be saying that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Point of view.
Yeah. Right. See, that is the whole
You're
point.
the bot in my simulation.
Yeah, you're all bots.
This is what I want to do. This is the way I programmed it. You're just doing what I want you to do.
Yeah.
If we're gonna talk simulation, we got to get into simulations.
This is what we're doing. Yeah, that was the segue into simulation.
That was the segue to simulation. But I'm going to come back to reality.
Simulation on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Simulation.
Okay, sweet. So this is the thing.
Right.
When you said to me, we're all living in a simulation, and that's what you believe, I was like, okay, that's really interesting. And then it dawned on me, not immediately, but over time I was like, how's that any different than any, like, God Squad member, right? Like, their God wears a robe, yours wears a lab coat. Really, it's not, in essence, it's not a whole lot different.
Nice imagery.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and because, especially when you think about all the different Christians that are out there, right? That some of them believed.
I like to call them different frequencies of Christ.
That's interesting. Yeah,
it's a good name for a band. Frequencies of Christ.
Yeah.
Yes, or at least an album.
This is a big R or small R for reality.
It doesn't matter. Realities are realities. There's no differentiation between realities.
Well,
a reality is basically a collection. All it basically is a collection of small F facts that anybody basically claims is reality. Now, the truth is that any one person could have sort of a multitude of realities. Like they could, anytime you sort of take on a role, anytime you troll somebody, for instance, that's sort of you're adopting, at least temporarily, a completely different set of small f facts, right? It's a concept where and that's why some people who are just fucking bomb throwers and they actually don't stand or believe in anything at all and all they want to
trolls. Yeah.
The point is that realities have two purposes. Like they have their main purpose, or actually you can have multiple purposes within that main purpose. But the other purpose, the other reason for its existence is to spread. Is you want it to spread to other people. You want, like, for instance, you could say that the lost cause, if you guys are aware of the lost cause of the Confederacy.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the lost cause? Okay, so lost cause of the Confederacy is basically a whole sort of mini belief system. It's a reality, basically, that says that the whole premise of it is that the Civil War was not about slavery. It was about being about how the South just wanted to be on its own.
Oh,
this is why independent.
This is why black people fly the Southern flag.
Yes, basically yes.
Yeah.
Anybody who flies the Confederate flag believes to some degree in the lost cause. I don't care where you are. That's basically what it is. And it is
just like, fuck them people up north. It's not about race. They all suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's about showing our independence and blah blah blah. We're rebels and we're going to be free and independent.
Hey, careful with that accent.
Oh,
you do it, Devin.
I'll make it a little more West Virginia.
There you go. Thank you.
How about that?
That makes me feel a little bit better.
Anyway, the point is that, and it's been one of the most successful sort of series of lies, because that's what it is, like a reality that's just filled with lies. And when you, and it's not just an idea. No reality is just the idea. No, it is the collection of the quote unquote facts that justify. That's the important part. So it's always about, well, this happened, well, this happened, well, this happened, well, this happened. It's not separate to existentialism. It's an illustration of the concept, the existentialist concept that I am trying to address.
So your book,
right?
You could say your book is about existentialism and knowing.
Well, again, it's about choices, right?
Okay.
Because everything is a choice. Everything,
because
literally everything. Yes, because you have no.
And
there's
you have
nothing,
an effect on the world. Like,
right.
I can choose to stop eating chickens, and one less chicken will actually not be killed.
Yeah.
Yes.
To an extent.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you might never be born either. Or she.
Yeah, sure.
Forget. Sorry, chickens are all female. Anyway, the point is that when you've got nothing, when there's a void, when there's a complete nothing, what do you have to grab hold of? The first thing I was saying, like I said, was, okay, we live in where are you? We live in this four-dimensional world, time, past, present, future. Facts are everything that has happened, so it covers all the past. And then facts are how we express them in our lives. And the way we express them is through realities. That's how we got here, right? I'm just backing it up and explaining what I'm illustrating through talking about the lost cause of the Confederacy is one version of a reality. Now, obviously, in the book, I argue for having fact-based realities. And the reason is you want to, like, look at what Putin is happening with Putin right now, right? He was so, like, he's just shooting propaganda out like it's going out of style, and he got high on his own supply.
Yeah, like he hasn't read 1984 or
well,
something.
I think to him it was like an instruction manual. Yeah. He read 1984 and he's like, "Oh, fuck,
this is
a great idea." Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I love this.
This would work.
It's like half the Supreme Court. That's how they read *Handmaid's Tale* too. You know.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Anyway, that's why I brought it up. Sorry, that's just sort of an illustration of, because the whole point is what's your beliefs?
Yeah.
Right.
What's your reality?
What's your reality? What do you believe in and why? And how do you... And I basically argue... In the book, I argue about why democracy is the only real way. Yes, it's messy. Yes, it's slow. But people have their say. And yeah, people are dumb. Yeah, people do stupid things. And yeah, people are slow and it takes them a long time to fucking do something. But they're doing it together and they're not being ruled by one dude. Never
gonna
let
you
down.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up now. So did you think of anything?
Okay. No, I mean, just that, you know, I just hope that people start to believe in reality, in facts, you know, and I hope that people, like, we're in the midst of a really big fight right now, and it's way, 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 way bigger than I think people realize. What is happening
in the future that, like, you know, if things go well, then there'll just be like this peaceful future where everyone has the same concept of reality and facts, and they'll be like, well, of course we don't have wars because we understand it.
I don't see that ever happening.
What's your vision for the future?
I see us slowly evolving into killing each other less.
I like that.
Pretty much. You know, that's the best case scenario.
Because we've never done that. We've never had a time in, you know, evolution of the Homo sapiens where we haven't been killing each other.
Utopia is an impossibility. It's just
dystopia is very easy.
Well, complete dystopia happens constantly all the time, you know. But we do evolve slowly.
Nice.
Slowly.
I like your idea of being patient with the whole thing.
Well, I mean, that's just the truth.
We used to be swimming in the fucking ocean.
Yes, yeah.
Like, there's another existential crisis. Well, I'm just like a descendant of a fucking fish.
Of a single cell organism that evolved.
Yeah.
But even as human beings,
living thing.
Used to be dinosaurs, and then
before that,
even as human beings with language and stuff, we killed each other with just abandon, like it was going out of style, like it was the best new thing, you know. And it's just happens less and less and less. And thankfully, you know, ever since democracies, we have stopped the wars. Really, I mean, honestly, to some degree, what Putin is doing right now is such a fucking throwback.
Right, because we had the Geneva Convention as well, like a few rules that apply to
NATO
during war.
We have, yes, and this is the interesting thing, just a funny little interesting thing. The whole reason why I started doing this, to be completely honest with you.
You mean writing about existentialism?
Writing this version.
Oh, this with lies and leprechauns.
I thought I was done with leprechauns and lies. Honestly, I thought I was like, oh, that was good, that was great, and then the world started to fall to shit, and people started to believe in crazy, stupid things. Putin basically did more good for. I'm not saying it was a good thing him invading Ukraine. I'm just saying that all of the things against democracy he has been doing through all of his hacking, through all of his troll farms, through all of his propaganda has been working well for 20 years. And then in one fell swoop, he fucking fucks it. He fucks the guy.
Do you think, sorry, Chad, do you think that Putin needs an existential crisis? Or has he already had that?
I think he's incapable. That dude's a sociopath.
Yeah.
Sociopaths are incapable of caring enough.
Feeling empathy for others enough to be like, hey, I shouldn't amass more wealth and longer tables.
You need a certain amount of self-awareness to have an existential crisis. You need to give a fuck about people.
You need to realize how
you can't really do that if you
he does not think he's insignificant. Right? He's not. I mean, he could.
No, he doesn't see. He sees himself as literally the only thing that is significant.
Hey, welcome back, Rose.
Hey, Rose. I missed you. It's been so long.
Wait till you meet her. You're gonna love her. And I can't wait to see you, Chad, when you come to Auckland.
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
You've got to see this intentional community I'm living with, Devin. It's really beautiful here. Two people are literally hugging right now.
Conscious coupling
outside the door. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want to watch them hug.
It's definitely PDA.
They're having romantic hugging time.
They're kissing.
They're staring at them.
Kissing hippies. They're fun.
Isn't that?
Come here,
rooms
Chad.
for that?
Just feels rude. No, I mean, like, it's fine. No, you can do it. Just don't stare.
Is the COVID still? Are you guys still? My neighbors out back have COVID.
Yeah, Devin had COVID.
I had COVID.
Yeah, I heard.
How's the review? Out of 10.
Oh, light.
Okay, you're lucky.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. I was all right. I mean,
you're not over.
What are you rating? Are you rating it for how bad it is or how good it was?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I was confused by the scale. I didn't know what number to give it.
10 out of 10.
It's like 10 out of 10. That's fine.
My immune system just upgraded.
Yeah, I got an upgrade. Now I feel stronger. Now I'm like, I can't get COVID
Wait,
again.
I'm ready
Did
for
nobody else
next
get
year.
it? Did nobody else in the?
No, he shut down the whole house.
No, I didn't. I wasn't the one that brought it in. I don't think.
Oh, really?
No, I think it was. I think it was a kid.
This is like 15 people in this house. Is it 20?
So
everybody got it?
No, 6 people got it.
Okay.
6 of the 15.
6 of the 15. Yeah,
that's interesting. You heard we had like another fuck ton of deaths, right? Past couple days.
There was a large amount of deaths recently.
Yeah. I don't know if we need to have this on the podcast, but that.
I'm definitely going to cut that out, but thank you. No, Chad, seriously, it's been so great having you on the show.
It's been fantastic.
This reminds me of all the great conversations we used to have living together.
It just makes me want to. It just makes me want to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, in the meantime, read my stuff. Medium.com.
I've read some of your.
Kukahiko.
Yeah.
What's that?
What was that? One more time.
Medium.com/@Kukahiko.
Beautiful.
Love you, Chad.
Your zombie stuff is great.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
Now, the next time we'll talk about the zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Yes. Yeah. Zombie podcast.
It's a shaka.
Never.
Nobody can see.
Nobody can see the shaka.
I don't know the next word.
Never gonna
doesn't matter.
You. Never gonna say goodbye.
Never gonna love and hurt you.